right, Cowboy Nation. Now is the time for us to really dive deep into this team. Not really going to look at the final preseason game because it's just going to be a glorified practice of a practice. I don't think it's going to be a real display of who makes the team. But the 53-man roster is what everybody is talking about now. How can we get it down to the 53-man? And then on top of that, you got the 46 that's going to be active. How many positioning groups you think you should go with? I'm with the belief you still should roll with 2 quarterbacks opposed to 3. I don't see the need of having 3 quarterbacks out there. So I think you squeeze Mike White a little bit and just roll with Dak and Cooper. And then maybe you can try to get Mike White to the practice squad. Because at the end of the day, if any of those quarterback goes down, you're still going to want to get a veteran guy in. So you're going to make phone calls and things like that. And especially this team is so loaded in a sense, whereas you got to really understand that if a quarterback goes down, you just have to call it a veteran. That's just the bottom line. Now, as far as running backs, until Ezekiel Elliott signs, they're going to do the running back by committee. A lot of people try to translate the running back by committee to the wide receivers by committee of last year that didn't work out. I will say this. The receivers that we had last year by committee, and when it all kind of like fell on his face, it wasn't the same. You know, you had Cole Beasley running out there. He was your wide receiver vocal leader. Then on top of that, if you sprinkle in the fact that it was also during that last year time frame, the tight end by committee. They didn't really know who's going to be solidified as the starting tight end outside of Jarwin and I guess Rico and Schultz and all those boys. So, and then they had the other kid out there. He went to Swain. Yeah. So that wasn't a good entree, basically. So we did like to see, we liked last year, the fact that Jarwin stepped up towards the latter part of the year, but he was still learning in process. So what I'm saying is that this running back by committee, without Ezekiel, of course, you may roll out with a Tony Pollard, a Jordan John, because of the physical power, the physical presence that he brings, and also Jameis Olawale. And the other guy will be, of course, Alfred Morris. So that's how I look at it, you know, as far as the running back play. The wide receiver situation, of course, we already know a shoe-in is Amari Cooper, right? There's no getting around the Amari Cooper effect. And then on top of that, you have the Gallup. And then you have the Randall Cobb. Those are 3 guys that, like, they cemented in. All right, the 4th guy out of that grouping will be the Devin Smith. He'll be your 4th guy. The 5th guy, I'm thinking that you add in the Wilson kid, Cedric, and then you roll with those guys. And there may be a guy, the 6th, they might roll with Noah Brown, just based off the fact that he's a dog as it relates to special teams. You can't discount special teams. And then on top of that, it's another scenario where you got to look at it from these angles. The guy can block. That would help out your quote-unquote running game. So that's how I look at it. Now the tight ends, that's going to be another head scratcher there, because you got rid of Rico, right? And he was the guy that was on his roster last year. So who replaces Rico in a sense? Do they roll with Schultz? And then do they keep Jarwin? Of course, yes. And then they have the old reliable number 82, 3 tight ends. Is there a 4th guy? You know, that's how you have to ask yourself. But, you know, I'm not really going to get into details with that. We're going to have a full show on Friday talking and discussing the 53-man roster, you see. But I will say this right here, Nation. This team is a whole lot better than what we saw last year. And if you add in, or if you sprinkle in the fact that this defense, 2nd year with Chris Richard, it's going to be a whole lot better as well. Oh, I forgot out of the wide receiver grouping. See how quick, you know, my mind is gone? The 6th guy is going to be Tavon Austin. You see how loaded we are? I forgot all about Tavon Austin. I bet you people were like, hey, man, what about Tavion? Jerry Jones guy, you know. So maybe you IR Noah Brown, and that's going with 7 wide receivers, and that'd be crazy. So somebody's not going to make the cut. I think you probably, yeah, man, it's one of those things where Noah Brown might not make it in that sense. Or, you might say, I didn't see enough from number 16, Cedric Wilson. I'll just be flat out mad if they go ahead and get rid of Devin Smith. I'm like, come on, man, this guy showed us, I can't wait to see that during the actual game against the Giants. He still might play this weekend, Devin Smith, in the glorified practice tryouts, But let me know how you guys feel about that, on this offensive side. Offensive line is too muddy for me to even try to go down line by line who makes it, who don't, because we have multiple injuries on different sides of the offensive line, and then we have a questioning mark, small question mark, not a big one, just a small question mark on the center. We just really have to see Travis Frederick play in a real game, a full game, a full series, or over 60 snaps or what have you, not just running out of preseason. So although I strongly feel that Travis Frederick can do it, I'm just saying that you still have to have some reservations, a little bit about that. And it's just so many moving parts with the offensive line. If we look at the defensive side of the ball, man, that'll take me a whole nother 10 to 15 minutes to explain on the defensive side, because we got a lot of moving parts on that defensive front. We have some gray areas on the defensive backs, and I think the only core that you can just say, okay, yeah, these are going to be the guys or the linebackers. But you got some difficult decisions with all that being said on the defensive front. Well, defensive back, I meant to say, and defensive front as well. So you got difficult decisions. All right, Cowboy Nation. Really appreciate each and every last one of you all. Don't forget to hit that like button, share this content. Let a friend, neighbor, foe know where to go when they want to tune in to Cowboy Sports Talk and beyond. Let me know of your thoughts. Let me know of your opinions, how you feel about this team and its roster moves and these sorts of things. That's been my time. I really thank you all for yours. And remember, you're listening to nothing but the best. Salute. I'm out. Peace.